Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for August 26th, 2025. Today we are playing with the Yellow and Orange expansion, aka Plunder. This kingdom it's very yellow and orange. I don't think I've ever seen a board that's this yellow and orange before. Literally one card that isn't. Wow. Alright, so we've got rope and pickaxe trashing. We've also got grotto. We've got draw-wise, longship is duration draw. First mate is draw to X. There's the grotto thing. Not a whole lot going. Well, rope is draw for your next turn, but not for this turn. I mean, it's not net draw. Longship is net draw, but not very much. First mate. I mean, the thing is, like, there's a lot of cards here that in theory you could use like first mate to play those cards and then draw with them, but they don't. Like, it's going to be hard to accumulate. So, like, you know, for instance, if you first mated a bunch of longships, you would draw cards. Like, how are you going to have that many longships? Or taskmasters. Like, you first mate some taskmasters, you put those into play. Okay, great. But now the taskmasters are going to be in place. You're not going to be able to do that again. Same thing with, like, quartermaster. Grotto, like, yeah, you could first mate a grotto, but then, like, the next turn you have the big starting hand size, so, like, how are you going to repeat that? Overall, drawing with first mate seems difficult. Not impossible, maybe, but difficult. So I guess I would say that overall this kingdom doesn't have a ton of draw. Plus actions is longship and taskmaster and first mate. Longship's pretty straightforward. Taskmaster gaining 5s here on a consistent basis doesn't look amazing, but maybe is fine. First mate is only really plus actions, you know, if you're lining up multiple copies of a thing to play with the first mate. And then there's lots of, like, gains and plus buy. Rope gives plus buy, sack of loot gives plus buy, that gives plus buy. Pickaxe gives cards that give plus buy. Looting does the same. Yeah, lots of ways to get loot, and then you got rope is essentially the shorter version. Oh, the sack of loot itself also gives plus buy. And then, in addition to all that plus buy, we've also got tools, which can gain copies of cards in play, and quartermaster, which can gain cards costing up to 4. So lots and lots and lots of gains, but poor deck control. So I think this is tricky. I definitely think we're gonna want to get thin. By some combination of trashing with rope and using grotto to set aside starting cards. And then there's also pickaxe, but I mean, pickaxe compared to rope, pickaxe is really just better at gaining loots, and it's not something that I think we want to prioritize using pickaxe to trash our starting cards. But I'm wondering about, like, do we try to go, like, what kind of deck control do we try to go for? Because we're gonna, like, try to do something along those lines. Like, in theory, you know, if you do, like, the first mate longship thing, like, you have a big starting hand, but then maybe if you can grotto some stuff and then first mate a longship or a bunch of longships or something. I don't know. It seems difficult to get that to work. And you're not going to need the actions from it. Hasty first mate also, like, I don't know how do you take advantage of that? If you happen to know you have like some terminal collision stuff coming up, I mean, that would be one thing. Like if you get a bunch of quartermasters or something, you haven't played them yet, but also possible you just don't bother with the first mate stuff and you just get the long ships. And you just, you know, draw some cards. Like, there you go. So, okay, do we want to focus on trying to get a quartermaster early? Quartermaster can gain ropes. That part seems good. Cabin boys that can be turned into long ships. That seems all right. And then, of course, it can always do the estate thing. Having one or two quartermasters seems good. This doesn't really seem like the kind of board where you're going to get a ton of value from just spamming quartermasters. There's no, like, really cool thing you can do with it that I can see. I mean, I guess with tools, you can, like, gain tools and then use the tools to gain more quartermasters. I just don't know, like, what you're doing with all that. If nothing else, you can gain silvers and pickaxe them. That's something. But I don't know. It's not that exciting. So I was thinking about, like, you know, you could, if you really want to get a quartermaster quickly, you can open Cabin Boy and know that you can trash that into quartermaster. So long as you see it on turn 3, you'll get it into the first shuffle, though the odds are that you won't, so that isn't even actually that good. We could just open like Grotto Rope and just go for the control, and if we hit 5, we can take one, okay, and if we don't, like, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel very confident in how to play this board, but I think I'm going to go for Grotto Rope. Oh, they just open with a quartermaster. The bot doing that is pretty scary, I have to admit. Alright, I guess I'll take another rope here. Oh boy. Well, I guess we'll get another grotto. We can get a quartermaster here if we want to. I think we probably do. Gained a cabin boy. Interesting. What, really? Oh, right, and we hadn't even finished drawing. We still don't have any estates. Okay. What to do? Like, we could just trash, set aside 4, bind nothing. Play the quartermaster. I wouldn't mind getting a second one, which we could do right now, at the cost of not getting to set anything aside on the grotto, which does not seem ideal. I think I'm gonna do that anyway. Bought looting rather than a sack of loot. That's an interesting choice. Okay. I think I would like more ropes. Just grotto all 4 of these cards. Don't super think I need another grotto. We've already got 2 ropes. Maybe we just tuck another rope this turn. And do we go for sack of loot already? I think so. Buying looting when sack of loot is on the board seems very strange to me. Alright, we'll take a rope. And I mean, I kind of think we just want all the ropes. Tuck another one. Do we want to buy anything here? I guess we could. Yeah, so we could just grotto 4 and grab, or like buy nothing, but like get the loot. We could grotto 1 and take a long ship if we want to start in on those. I mean, they are draw. There's also pickaxe to consider, but I don't think I would bother to get a pickaxe now. I think I'd rather grotto the 4 coppers. This might also be a board where we want to start greening relatively early, just so we have the cards to set aside on the grotto. Something to think about. I think I'm just gonna grotto 4. Okay, so we have 2 ropes. We have 6 coins. We can grotto 4 and still have 6 coins if we don't untuck either of the ropes. Which would be fine, because like next turn we could tuck 2 ropes now, untuck 2 ropes next turn, and then have 3, and then the turn after that we could where was I going with this? I forget. But I could whatever. I think I'm just gonna grab more ropes. Grotto 4. And I think get another sack of loot. Okay, they get a province. I want to bottom deck the jewels now because we want to see it. We should be able to trash at least one of these coppers. We can hit 8 here. Like we can take a province without needing any copper. In fact, we hit 9. Well, more than that if we take the ropes off the thing. So, but would we rather? Would we rather grotto the coppers or trash them? Like, if we're gonna start adding provinces into our deck, I kind of want to trash the coppers. We're gonna draw extra cards off the rope, so that we're gonna untuck this turn. So, I think a little bit of loss of grotto draw is okay. I suppose the other thing I should have considered 3, 6. Oh, we can do the Amphora for next turn. That's nice. Okay, that was about the thing. I was like, other thing I should have considered is whether I could do that, and the answer is yes. So we got this hammer. So I think, oh, 2 grottos. Okay. We're gonna draw 3 with the ropes. How much do we trash now? We could just trash 3. All we set aside is the province. And I do think I want to get these trashed. Oh, well, okay, never mind. All right, that's the jewels. All right, we're gonna at least grab 1 rope. I guess we could I was thinking about starting on estates already, but we could untuck 1 rope, so we have 4, tuck another rope. Or, no, we untuck 1 rope. Wait, hold on. We have 3. Yeah, I want to keep these even, just mostly so I don't get myself confused about how much draw I have. So if we tuck another rope, then we can untuck over the course of 2 turns 1 rope and then another rope and keep it at like 4/4. Whereas if we untuck the rope now, then next turn we won't have any rope to untuck. So that's my reasoning. Okay. And I guess oh wait, hold on. No. We can hammer for a rope. And then we have the other rope. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so we double province here. That seems good. Figurehead, that's a nice one. We might, you know, have like a less good turn here until we get to the point where we can grotto all our provinces, but... Why did the bot get a rope but then not trash any estates? That's what I don't understand. All it's doing is trashing coppers. I guess it must be like grottoing the estates, figuring like, oh, I can keep the points, but like you're gonna get provinces anyway. I don't know. Oh. Well, maybe we just win this turn. Although we don't have anything to untuck, which is unfortunate. Obviously, we're not going to trash here, given... Alright, so... 7... or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bot has 3 cabin boys in play? Uh-oh. No grotto. I don't... I wouldn't think... Does its quartermaster have any cards on it? I don't think it does. I think I would be able to see that. I don't think the bot is very likely to hit province off of that. Or double province. Like to get 10 coins and 5 cards with no grotto in play, not having trashed any estates. Also, we're going to get to sword them. I'm going to go ahead and tuck estates. Alright, so... if we do this... we've got 10, we can double duchy. That looks good to me. At this point, I guess we take a cabin boy? I don't know, like... a rope in the next turn is a fancy copper. Grotto is a stop card. Estate, we don't really want to see if we're trying to get provinces. I think we take the cabin boy. Yeah, I was not anticipating the bot hitting double province with based on just having done like 3 lootings. That's... and not having... I don't think it had cabin boys in play last time. So like, that was pretty surprising. That's why I wasn't worried going into that last turn. But okay, yeah, I didn't... the fact that it only even got to duchy is presumably because it set aside cards with grotto. But it wasn't... wasn't really in a good spot there. So we want to draw with the ropes. This hasn't come up yet, like previous turns, but now we want to draw with the ropes first so that we don't grotto like our junk into the shuffle. Now we'll draw... grab a couple more estates. And I think it's safe to say that we can hit double province here. Without having counted it out. Yeah. Yeah, so that was a little bit scary there, but also kind of not actually, as it turns out. Yeah, because see, the thing is, they only had they bought looting 4 times, and then they got the gold from the doubloons. So they had 5, good cards to find in their deck. But then they did have the Cabin Boys. But the odds of them like lining this all up with the grottos, none of the grottos in play were very low. I mean, they could have, like, right, if they had 3 Cabin Boys, so if they'd gotten 3 of those treasures and a copper, that would have been enough. But yeah, it wasn't very likely. Still, I will admit that I wasn't maybe thinking about that as much as I should have been. I do think that I do prefer going for the ropes over the Cabin Boys. Like, Cabin Boy is 2 coins every other turn versus ropes 1 coin every other turn, but rope trashes our starting cards, and that's pretty nice. I guess you could argue whether you'd rather have the card that is just not a stop card or the card that is like a stop card and then draws a card. That part, I don't know, but yeah. I think they were mostly getting those Cabin Boys off the Quartermaster. That was mostly what they gained with it. So we can check. Yeah, I mean, they did get to open with a Quartermaster, so I'm glad that I didn't lose to that. Yeah, there's a Cabin Boy. There's a Cabin Boy. Put a Cabin Boy into hand. Put a Cabin Boy into hand. Gain a Cabin Boy. Put one into hand. Gain a Cabin Boy. Yeah, they really went for that. Like, literally nothing but Cabin Boys. I mean, it's not bad. It's basically like a peddler. Right, because it's like 2 coins every other turn, so it's like 1 coin per turn on average. So it's definitely not bad. I mean, I think, I don't know why this would happen, but given more time, it's like I take the ropes first. And then given more time, if like the game wasn't going to end and I didn't want to take estates yet, that would be the next thing I would take. But I guess if I'd gotten the hammer earlier, I probably would have been taking Cabin Boys off of that more. So, I mean, I probably shouldn't have even taken the rope that I did off of hammer. I probably just should have taken a Cabin Boy. I was probably too worried about the like duration balance thing, given how much time was left in the game. That probably wasn't important at all. But yeah. Also, yeah, I prefer the sack of loot line. Like, I bought 2 sack of loots. They bought 4 lootingses, but I ended up with more loot in my deck. So yeah, I prefer that. I think there's definitely an argument for just getting the 1 sack of loot and then buying looting, because the sack of loot itself isn't like that good as the game progresses. But I don't know. Getting more loot is good, so maybe with different timing. I don't know. Overall, I don't feel very confident about this board still. Like, the timing of things, like, should I set aside more cards with Grotto, or should I buy the thing and all that stuff in the early game? I don't know. I don't feel confident about it. I do feel like it was good to get Quartermasters. I do think getting a sack of loot relatively early was also good. Totally ignored like Longship and First Mate. I don't know. Longship it just seems very expensive for what it does. But maybe there's still a role for it. But yeah, not super confident in it, but you know, that's like, I don't know. I feel like that's a common theme of these kind of like low control plunder boards for me, is that I'm not very confident in how to play them. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.